Everybody, and welcome back to the channel and welcome to the Ultimate Racing League. This is our Saturday challenge, the multi-class, the Group 3s, Group 4s, GR3, GR4, however you want to say it, on track at the same time. This is race 2 and we are in Belgium at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, or Spa as we all know it now. I forgot to mention it in the first race, so I'll mention it now. I just want to say a massive thank you to our sponsors, Dubby.gg, the energy drink for gamers, and to Eldridge Air Conditioning. As I say, they're our sponsors for this season, and we thank you guys for your help with all of that. I also want to say thank you to John, or Ruthless Rufus, because he's the one that saves the races for me, and if he didn't do that, then obviously I wouldn't be able to bring them to you. So thank you very much to Ruthless for that. Also, if you do enjoy this content, if you can, hit that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, then please do so. It really does help us out, and I want to say a massive thank you to everybody that has subscribed. We really do appreciate it. So we'll crack on with race 2. You can see darkness has fallen. Some of the crowd are lit up there. They're all cheering. They're all waiting for the guys to get started. It is a reverse grid for this 30-minute race, which is why Phaser is on front. We're going to run down the grid in a second. Phaser on his home turf, so along with Pete. So the crowd will be really excited about that, especially seeing Phaser up there in pole position. So, as I say, 30-minute race, softs and mediums to be used in this race as well. And that's pretty much it, really. Get around the track as quick as you can, eh? So we saw Unforgiven win in race 1 and win quite convincingly, but he's got it all to do now if he wants to win this one, because he's got to make his way through the pack. He is starting at the back. So let's have a rundown, shall we, of where everybody is. Not that you can see them because it's so dark and all you're looking at is headlights, but there you go. So Phaser is on pole position, Grasshopper is second, Derg is third. Well, I'm saying it's a reverse grid. It's not. It's all over the place, isn't it? I don't know what's happened here. Unforgiven is fourth, not at the back. Nath is fifth. The Big Mac 6th. Mulpiece 7th. Pete is 8th. Archer's 9th. 10th is Stealth. Max is 11th. So are we missing one? I can't remember now. I'll find out as we go along. So I'm not really sure what's happened to the grid. If somebody can let me know, I would appreciate that. I thought it was reverse grid with Phaser being up there. It's not even a reverse grid in the GR3. Oh, never mind. Let's just get on with it, shall we? I'm not even going to give myself a headache thinking about it. Let's get this race underway. So Phaser will take us down towards the start-finish line. A bit awkward for the guys at the back because they do start just before La Source, so you can just see Max just come round La Source, turn 1, as the rest of the guys shoot off in front of him, so that's why he's got a bit of a gap from himself to Stealth. But that's just the way the game sets things up. As we can see, Grasshopper already putting a challenge in on Phaser as they go through Kemmel Straight towards Lacooms. Phaser is on the inside though, so if Grasshopper wants this, he's going to have to go around the outside, or has he just got his nose in front? I think he has, so Grasshopper just gets his nose in front of Phaser before they got to Lacooms and takes the lead. Phaser fighting back though, Derg sitting there in third. Unforgiven is fourth as they head down towards Brussels. Turn 10. Sorry, I lost where I was then. I get all excited. Phaser still in second, holding off Unforgiven. Unforgiven's got in front of Derg. So Unforgiven really on a charge. He wants 2 out of 2, doesn't he? He's now come alongside Phaser. He's going to take that. He's on the inside, so he does take that position away from him as they go through Poulon. So Unforgiven now moves up into second. Derg go through as well to take third. Phaser drops to fourth. Kind of got a bit mobbed there, did Phaser, through those first few early turns, but he's now dropped into fourth. We've got the Big Mac in fifth. It's Smoky Tom who's missing. I've just realised it's Smoky Tom that's not here. So we've only got 4 GR3s on track then. which may be why the track was all over the place, the grid was all over the place, but never mind, we're not going to worry too much about that now. But the Big Mac is leading us, leading the Group 4 charge in 5th position. Then we've got Pete in 6th, Archer in 7th, Molepiece, then Stealth and Max Hammer. Max Hammer and Stealth having a good fight already. Max Hammer moves up into 9th, Stealth 10th, and then Nath down in 11th. Oh, we've had a... No, we haven't had a change of lead, because Grasshopper did take the lead, didn't he? So Grasshopper still out in front as they go through La Source for the 2nd time. Unforgiven sitting just behind him. Let's go on board with Unforgiven and get a driver's eye view of things. We can just see Dirk in the mirror there. So Unforgiven not really coming under pressure at the minute from Dirk, so he can concentrate on trying to get onto the back of Grasshopper now in the slipstream. He's Unforgiven. Is he going to get close enough to Grasshopper before they get to Lacooms? No, he's not. He's just having to slot behind him and bide his time. The next real overtaking place is going to be just after Poulon as they head down towards turn 13. Unless he can get it done here. I don't think he's going to though. Grasshopper goes on that inside. Dirk's getting a little bit closer, so all the while Unforgiven is being frustrated by Grasshopper. Dirk is getting closer and closer. So Unforgiven will have his eye on the mirror. But down through Poulon they go. Turn 12. Grasshopper leading Unforgiven. Unforgiven just having to bide his time. He's just sitting there waiting, picking his moment. So maybe he can make a move as they get on to Blanchimont, unless Grasshopper makes a mistake. Now Unforgiven lining Grasshopper up. We're just going to stay with these two just for a few seconds, because Unforgiven is definitely lining Grasshopper up. They go on to Blanchimont. Unforgiven is right under the bumper of Grasshopper. Grasshopper having to do some defending now. Can Unforgiven make a move before? He's gone very wide there. Oh, very lucky he didn't get out onto that AstroTurf. He was going to try and make a move, I think, before they got to the bus stop, but he couldn't do it. He's had to sit in behind Grasshopper again. So the next opportunity really is going to be, well, unless he can do something now before they get to La Source, it's going to be when they go up through a Rouge onto the Camel Straight. But Unforgiven needs to get a lot closer to Grasshopper just before they get to, as they go up through a Rouge, and just before he gets onto the Camel Straight. Unforgiven really needs to be under the bumper of that Corvette if he wants to make a move on him. But there's a bit of a gap opened up. Don't think it's big enough to break the slipstream, but it might be big enough just for Grasshopper to fight Unforgiven off. And it is. Berg is catching up to the front two. Phaser in 4th then, so the GR3 guys really pulling away now. You can see the difference in power as Phaser goes through Lacooms, and the rest of the pack all just coming up through a Rouge onto the Camel Straight. The Big Mac still leading this group of GR4 cars. In the Ferrari we've got Archer just sitting behind him in the Jag. Then we've got Molepiece in 7th, Pete just behind him. He's carrying a penalty, so that surely will give that 8th place to Stealth, if Stealth can stay close enough. Nath into the pits. He's on the medium tyres, so Nath is coming in. Coming in very early. Get rid of the medium tyres. Now, whether he's just going to put some fuel up, no, he is changing the tyres. That's a very early stop, that is, for Nath. Or has he put another set of mediums on? This is going to be interesting. Oh, these new tactics for Nath. That's a long pit stop in there. I mean, we are looking at well over 40 seconds. So Nath is out on soft tyres, so I'm not so sure those soft tyres are going to last for him, but we shall see. Unforgiven has managed to get by. While we were watching Nath, let's just go back a few minutes and have a look. And it was as we predicted, as they go through Stavlot onto Blanchimont, and that is where Unforgiven makes his move on Grasshopper. He gets right under the bumper. Not a lot Grasshopper can do really. Unforgiven in the slipstream gets himself on the inside. We're going to have to come out, it's so dark we can't see what's going on, but Unforgiven gets himself in front of Grasshopper before they get to the bus stop chicane. Flames licking out the side of that BMW as he goes down through the gears to slow that car down. So Unforgiven, our new race leader, although Grasshopper is coming back at him. Grasshopper wants to go around the outside as they're towards La Source. And turn one, it is just a drag race between the Corvette and the BMW. Unforgiven on the inside though, just keeps his nose in front. Grasshopper is still fighting it though as they head towards Eau Rouge. Now this is going to be interesting because, as I say, we really don't want to go too wide into this, and it looks like Unforgiven has given the place up to Grasshopper and decided to slot in behind him. Is he going to make a move on him again now? Onto the Camel Straight. Unforgiven right under the bumper of the Corvette. My phone bleeping, that's getting all excited as well. I need to switch that off tonight. Unforgiven gets on the inside. Then on the outside, these two having a proper ding-dong through Lacombs. Through 7, 8 and 9. Down towards Bushels, which is turn 10. It is Grasshopper still out in front. Need to mute my phone. Should have done that at the beginning. Tut. As Grasshopper just keeps himself in front of Unforgiven. These two having a fantastic battle. Derview sitting there in third, just watching all of this happening in front of him. He's waiting for the two of them to come together so we can have an easy run in then, but I don't think it's going to happen. We're just going to stay with these couple for a couple of more minutes, and then we're going to have a look and see what's happening elsewhere. As Unforgiven, let's go on board with Unforgiven again. You can see we've got Derg tucking right underneath. We've got Grasshopper in front now. We are back round onto Blanchimont. This is where Unforgiven made his move last time. Is he going to have another look this time? He is. He's got himself on the inside again. Oh, come on, get yourself sorted, Mark. Unforgiven manages to take the lead again. Grasshopper slots back into second as they hit the bus stop chicane. Now this is where Grasshopper fought back last time, so Unforgiven, I'm sure, will be very wary of that. Although Grasshopper's not quite as close as he was to Unforgiven last time, so Unforgiven doesn't really need to defend this corner as they head now towards Eau Rouge. Now he's got some defending to do, as Grasshopper is the one that's going to get right underneath the bumper of the BMW. The Corvette, we know, has got some oomph to it, but when it comes down to it, who is the quickest in a straight line? Grasshopper will have the slipstream. Didn't get a fantastic exit, I must say, from Eau Rouge then, and that's allowed Unforgiven to get to Lacombs before him. So let's just have a run down then. Derg in third, Phaser in fourth. He's on his own a little bit. Can't quite catch up for them to them front three. The Big Mac still out in front of the DR4 car, sitting in fifth. We are just at the 10-minute mark, 20 minutes to go. So as Archer makes a move on the Big Mac as they go through La Source. Oh, and then Archer gets himself in a bit of a, well, I don't know what that was. It was a big complaint from the rear end of that Jag. Archer managed to hold on to it, but Big Mac came through and took the place back. It was a great move from Archer in the first place, but then that Jag threw in a massive complaint. The back end wanted to come round and Archer had to wrestle it straight again. So it is as it was before. The Big Mac in fifth, Archer in sixth. Stealth is in seventh now. Molepiece eighth. Then we've got Peter, Max Hammer, and then Nath. Unforgiven still out in front. Oh, now Derg has took over. Let's see what's happened here. So Derg was in third, Grasshopper second. Grasshopper was challenging Unforgiven all the way. Ah, now then, was it one of the back markers that may have got in Grasshopper's way? No, Grasshopper just went very wide. Let's have a look what's happened to Grasshopper. Did he get on the grass? Oh, Nath, it was Nath. Nath lost it. As we go around turn 11, and now that, there was a bit of a coming together with Grasshopper. There's not a lot Grasshopper could do, he got no room. Bit of a side swipe from Nath. Obviously Nath didn't do anything on purpose, he just lost control of that Porsche. And that's allowed Derg through, and I'm sure Grasshopper will be cussing and cursing in the driver's seat of that Corvette, because that's now dropped him into third. He was challenging Unforgiven. He was having a fantastic battle with Unforgiven for the lead of this race, but now down in third, and he's lost a bit of ground on the guys in front. So unfortunate, but that's what happens in racing. Fazer in fourth. He manages to get by Nath safely. Now Archer has managed to get by the Big Mac. Now I'm guessing he's done that on the Camel Straight. I'm not going to go back and try and find that now, otherwise she'll make this 30-minute race. It'll be something like 50-odd minutes. Oh, on the Big Mac. Where's the Big Mac going? Wow, has he seen somebody in the crowd or something? I don't know what's happened there. Oh, I can't get my cameras right, can I, today? Oh, he's just gone very, very wide through Poulon, and then, a big kiss with Barry R, and another kiss with Barry R's mate across the other side of the track. And you can't park there, you're going to have to move, Big Mac. Good job. Oh, that is not what you want to be doing. Reversing onto the track. But that's put him down in 10th, with Nath in 11th. That was unfortunate for the Big Mac. That was a big spin out, that was. So Unforgiven then out in front as he was in race 1. Derg in second, although he's got a half-second penalty. That'll give Grasshopper a bit of hope that will. I'm not so sure. If they stay this distance apart, I think Derg might just manage to hold on to that second spot when he serves that penalty, as they go through Brussels for the 6th time. But that will encourage Grasshopper. He will desperately try to catch up to the back of Derg, because if he can get within that half a second, then the momentum will take Grasshopper through, and Derg is going to have to try and get the car back up to speed again. So yeah, if Grasshopper can get a little bit closer, he might be able to nick that second spot away from Derg. We'll just stick with Derg for now, because we are coming up towards the penalty zone as we're going through Stavelot. Turn 15, then into 16, and then as you get on to Blanchimont, that is where the penalty zone is. You can see the bar starting to fill up above Derg's car, telling he's slowing down. There, he served the penalty. Now then, is Grasshopper, has he got the momentum? I don't think he is. He's not close enough, is he? It has got him a little bit closer to the back of Derg, but he's not close enough to make the move. Now Derg is going to hold on to second spot as they enter the bus stop chicane, but Grasshopper is right underneath the Merc now. Oh, and Derg has decided he doesn't want to fight with Grasshopper. He's pulled into the pits. He's going to change those boots, some fuel, and he's trying the undercut. So Unforgiven carries on through. Grasshopper has carried on through. He's in second now. Derg, as we've seen, is in the pits. Fazer in fourth. He's carried on through as well. He's going to do another lap, maybe a couple. So Fazer will take third position. That tells you he's in third already, but he's not actually, because the pit exit is just at the top of the Rouge, just before you get on to the Camel Straight. But Fazer will definitely take third position. As you can see, Dirk's still sitting in the pits. There's not even fuel going in there yet. As Fazer goes by the pit exit, so Dirk has just arrived. Excuse me, Dirk has just arrived at the pit crew. Fuel's going in. Now where's he going to come? Oh, he's okay. He's got plenty of room. When he comes back out, he's coming out into clean air, so he can get his foot down. Excuse me. So Dirk then trying the undercut. Be interested to see if that works. We've got Stealth in 5th. He's got Pete all over him, so it's Stealth that's made his way up to the lead of this GR4 race. So Stealth in 5th with Pete 6th. We go on board. Let's go on board with Stealth, shall we? Max has come into the pitch. You can just see that on the left hand side. Well, Pete in the Ferrari right underneath the McLaren of Stealth as they go up through a Rouge, up that hill. It's a lot steeper than you think actually. Onto the Camel Straight now. Is Pete close enough to get in the slipstream and make a move? Stealth doesn't think so. He's not really going defensive. He's sticking to his racing line. So good call from Stealth. Gets himself into Lacombe's before Pete. Excuse me. And through turn 9 down towards Bruxelles and turn 10. Bit of a grandstand there. Got great view of the cars as they head down the hill and then through this right hand hairpin through turn 11 and then down towards turn 12, which is Poulon. Pete still sticking with Stealth. He's not letting him get away, is he? And then we've got this long sweeping left-hander, which is Poulon down the hill to turn 13. Hard on the brakes to try and make this right-hander, then the left-hander through Campus. And Pete now really pushing Stealth into turn 15. Oh, he really is pushing him now, Pete. I think Pete is definitely trying to line Stealth up for a move as they go through Stavelot onto Blanchimont. And there he is. They are now side by side. Through Blanchimont, up towards turn 18. Oh, and Pete's just managed to get his nose in front. Down towards the bus stop chicane. Hard on the brakes. And Pete gets that move done, but Stealth, well, that's probably the reason Stealth didn't fight it. He decided he was going to come into the pits. So Stealth into the pits then. Pete goes through to 5th. Molepiece. Molepiece has carried on. He moves up into 6th. The Big Mac quite a way back, so it's going to be tight for when the Big Mac passes Stealth, although the Big Mac may decide he needs to come in and change them tyres. They are looking worn. Let's go back up to the lead as Grasshopper is in the lead, although he's now got the fuel light flashing at him, as has Fazer. So Grasshopper and Fazer, so Unforgiven's in, or been in. Dirk we thought came in early. We tried the undercut, but it looks like Unforgiven's got in and back out again before Dirk came through. So Unforgiven currently in 3rd, and there we can see Grasshopper's coming in now. Fazer, I'm sure he's going to follow him. Quite a gap from Grasshopper back to Fazer, but Fazer's going to have to come in as well. The fuel light is flashing, brake discs glowing red hot. About the only time I like these night races. You can actually see the brake disc go in and the flames coming out. But anyway, Grasshopper and Fazer in. So Unforgiven, well, again there's a bit of a gap, so I'm just keeping an eye on the fuel for Grasshopper as Unforgiven heads down towards the bus stop chicane. Still no fuel going into Grasshopper's car as Unforgiven goes through the chicane. and across the start finish line to start lap 9. Still no fuel going into Grasshopper's car, so it does look like now the fuel's going in. The fuel rate very quick on this. Now Grasshopper only put 68 litres in. I presume it's litres. Unforgiven, it says Unforgiven is in the lead, but is he? Grasshopper is coming out of the pits now. Unforgiven going up through the straight. He is into Arouge. Remember, the pit exit is at the top of Arouge as they get onto the Camel Straight, and I think Unforgiven's got through. Grasshopper is just coming out of the pits, but Derg's gone through as well, so Unforgiven takes the lead. Derg has gone into second with Grasshopper just dropping in behind. He couldn't get out quick enough, so the undercut paid off for Derg as it's got him into second position. He couldn't quite get ahead of Unforgiven, but he's in second now with Grasshopper third. So Grasshopper out on a fresh set of medium tyres. Derg is on the medium tyres. Unforgiven is now on the medium. So top three all on the medium. Phaser, I'm sure, is also on the mediums. He is back out. Enough fuel to last the 9.5 minutes that we've got left of this race. Pete currently leading the GR4 race. It says 5th, but he is actually leading the GR4 race. Molepiece is in the pits. He was in 6th. The Big Mac in 7th. Big Mac just going through the bus stop chicane. His tyres looking very warm, but he's decided to stay out. He's going to have another lap on them. Archer in 8th. Now when the Big Mac does pit, I'm sure Archer will take that position away from the Big Mac. If he doesn't do it already, he's got far better tyres. The Big Mac tyres looking very worn, albeit soft tyres, but they are looking worn, and Archer is on a relatively new set of mediums, so he will definitely take that 6th position away from the Big Mac. Stealth, nearly a full tank of fuel. I think he's overfilled that, but Stealth is out on medium tyres. Max also on the medium tyres. He is 10th, and then Nath down in 11th. Looks like he's struggling with that. I think it's the Porsche. Is it the Porsche Cayman? So up to our current race leader, Unforgiven. You can see we've got Derg not that far behind him, both on the medium tyres. We have just still about 8 minutes, just under 8 minutes of this second race to go. Unforgiven out in front as he was in race 1 in the BMW, and I think it's the endurance one because we've got the fog lights. Derg in the AMG 20, I think it's the 20, in second place with Grasshopper and his Corvette in third. So I think Derg played a blinder with the undercut, which managed to get him in front of Grasshopper. Phaser in 4th, and that's unfortunately the lineup for the GR3 cars. There's only 4 of them on track. Smoky Tom has had to retire. Maybe engine failure or something in the Renault. I'm not sure. We've not been told. We've got Pete, who is the current leader of the GR4s, and he's coming into the pits. He's going to get a splash of fuel, I'm sure, and a change of tyres. The Big Mac then going through the bus stop chicane. He's got to come in. No, he's not. The Big Mac has decided. He's decided that the Ferrari can handle the really worn out tyres. So the Big Mac is the fuel's going into Pete's car. You can see that just ahead. So Pete will be heading out of the pits very shortly. The fuel stopped, so Pete is on his way out of the pits. The Big Mac is going to go through. He's just going by Arouge up the hill, and then he will go by the pit exit as we see Pete getting to the end of the pit exit and Pete's out, but the Big Mac's gone through. Archer's gone through. So Archer currently in 6th or 2nd in the GR4 cars, but the Big Mac, who is actually leading that particular race, his front, well, all of the tyres are about gone, so this is going to be the last lap surely that the Big Mac can stay out on them tyres. And that Ferrari is going to be a real problem to handle as we go around Bruxelles for the 10th time. Archer all over the back of Big Mac. Big Mac is going to be sliding all over the place, and you can see that's what's happened there as Archer moves through, as the Big Mac just gets all out of sorts. He is really struggling for grip now, so Archer takes over as leader of the GR4s. The Big Mac struggling to keep that Ferrari on track. It won't be long before Peter comes through. He's on a fresh set of softs, so Pete will definitely take that spot away from Big Mac, and he will probably do it before they even get to the pit entry, because the Big Mac is going to be struggling. They're going around Stavelot and onto Blanchimont, and the Big Mac surely he's going to have to pit. The fuel light's on as well, the tyres are completely gone, and Pete goes through quite easily, to be honest. He has got the much better grip. The Big Mac putting up a fight, got the same power in the Ferraris, but it's just the grip of the tyres, and you can see the Big Mac drifting very raw. Oh, and there we go, another kiss with Barrier. And that's the problem. A couple of pirouettes as well, and that's the problem when you're running on those tyres that are ruined like they are, and that has ruined Big Mac's race really. So let's have a look, shall we? Archer is now leading the GR4s and looking comfortable. Pete in 6th, Stealth is 7th, Max is 8th, Molpiece 9th, the Big Mac down in 10th, but he's going to have to come in, and he has, and Nath down in 11th. They still struggling to keep that Porsche under control. So up to the overall leader at the minute is Unforgiven, and you can see he's just coming up to the back of, I believe it's Pete. We've got about just approaching 3 minutes left of this race, as Unforgiven gets up to Lacombs and follows Pete through. Remember, Pete doesn't have to move out of the way. He probably will, as Unforgiven goes through around Bruxelles. They're currently in 2nd. He's got to try and get by Pete as well. And then we've got Grasshopper dropped off the pace now, so I'm not sure quite what happened to him. We know he had a coming together with Nath earlier on, which knocked him from 2nd into 3rd, and that allowed Dirk through as well. So yeah, it was all a bit messy earlier on. But Grasshopper currently in 3rd, Fazer in 4th, in front of his home crowd. You can see the crowd there still loving it, even though it is pitch black out there for them. The only light they see is when the cars go by. So Archer leading the GR4 cars, and we've got Pete, Stealth, Max, Molpiece, the Big Mac. Fresh tyres on for the Big Mac. Should have been done a couple of laps ago, and I'm sure he'll agree with me there. And then Nath down in 11th. So our race leader with a minute and a half to go is Unforgiven as he heads down towards La Source, for which will probably be the last time. So through turn 1 on lap 13 for Unforgiven. Back to where we were for race 1. Although Dirk is a little bit closer, I don't think he's going to get close enough. So Dirk having a good race in 2nd. He'll be pleased with that. Well, he should be pleased with that. Grasshopper in 3rd. No real battles taking place at the minute. Phaser in 4th. We've got Archer, Pete, and Stealth, Max, or Max Hammer. Hope you don't mind me calling you Max. Molepiece, the Big Mac, and Nath. So we are going to stick with our race leader. Well, I'm actually just going to keep an eye on the time, because I've got a feeling that the Big Mac will finish the race first. He's got a 1 second penalty. He's got no fuel. He's going through the bus stop chicane now. Now, is he going to get another lap in? No, he isn't. So the Big Mac finishes first. He's in 10th. Then let's have a look. Yeah, it's going to be Unforgiven who's going to finish next. So Unforgiven is the overall race leader, or soon to be race winner, unless something disastrous happens. But another faultless race for Unforgiven. 2 out of 2 for him. I'm sure he'll be buzzing with that result. But we're just going to follow him through the bus stop chicane for the very last time in this race, and across the line to take the checkered flag for Unforgiven, winner of race 2. Derg, fantastic race for him to come home in 2nd. And we've got quite a gap then back to Grasshopper, but he's going to cross the line the same time as Nath. Nath's going to finish in 11th, but Grasshopper takes 3rd. Phaser's going to take 4th, but we're seeing Archer come across the line in 5th and Pete 6th. Archer wins the GR4s as some of the other guys start to cross the line. Stealth is going to come across in 7th. Max Hammer is going to take 8th. Where are we? We're waiting for Phaser, as Phaser is coming through the bus stop chicane now to come across the line in 4th. So well done to Phaser in front of the home crowd. And then we've got Molepiece, who will finish in 9th. So that was race 2 of the Saturday Multiclass Challenge. We are just over halfway, so we've got about another 4 races to go. So hopefully you can join me next week when we will continue. I'm not quite sure where we are next week. It's all got a bit mixed up, but I look forward to seeing you all then.